I dream of it.
Oh, we're in it to win it. Let's have some fun. Why is this not getting over? There we go. There we go. There we go. There it is. What is up, Highborn Jace? How you doing, man? Guys, we're playing some more Dune. Pokey Fantastico wants me to hydrate. Consider me drating my height. Boom. I think next week is Warframe, guys. I think next week I'm going to try some Warframe. I do want to record a video today. We'll do that together. I'll kind of keep asking you guys some more stuff for this video throughout the whole entirety of this stream here today. Oh, Mr. Max, how you doing, dude? So I like to go into the deep desert. We're waiting for Papa Smog to get on. What's up, Pilk? How you doing, dude? I mean, if you're on Pilk too, we can do some deep desert stuff. Waiting on Smogy Delicious. We'll wait for that. We can have a little bit of like a week. Well, it's good to see you here, man. We can have a little. I'm pretty much all ready to go. I need to. I'm actually ready to go. We'll just wait until Smog gets on and we'll do it. We can have a little mini. No, I didn't. Oh, for the cutter ray, right? I did then. I can do a little mini. I haven't built in a long time, so I'm gonna do a little bit of that. Like this. Or we could have a second base, dude. Jay, I like how you're thinking, man. I like how you're thinking. Oh, alright, well, let's do that. A building stream? This is new. No, we won't do a full-fledged building stream. I'm just trying to... We're waiting for Smog, so we'll do this for a little bit. Let me come out here. So if I got one... So we need 2 gaps, right? It was... Oh, how many gaps? Ooh, it's 3. So it'd be 1... Probably make that work. 1, 2. Metallica was so fucking awesome, man. It always is, baby. Okay, so that's the claim. That's the claim. So this can't go all the way over. So do this. So piece picker. Actually, you know what we should do is the new. These new observer steps I like a lot because they're kind of very. Oh, they're not a half step though. I like it because I was like, oh, these are very. Like landing pad-ish. Right? Like I like those for like a landing pad. But I also like these too. These will do. So if I did that, I did this, did that there. I kind of like this idea of turning this area into, okay, garage over there and like a secondary landing pad all right here. I mean, there's no reason I couldn't just come out further this way. Demolish this. So if we did piece picker, because I'm looking at these, that's 1 and 2 and 3. So we need 1 on both sides, 2 and 3, because that's perfect there. So I don't want that, I would want this. There we go. Or we make this. I think this is actually a better idea. What we do is Do we bring it to 4? Is this a 4x3 or is this a 3x3? What's it gonna be? I like that. I like this idea now. Take this down.
Another loyal devotee.
Duna, thanks for following. Kind of like the idea too of maybe using. Ooh. Yeah, this is sick.
Another loyal devotee.
I like the interior of that. I thought that was going to be like a darker color. Maybe just do... God, I just don't like the interior of it. I think it's kind of stupid looking. What's a rounded window like? It's just that's how they look. You want to have some sex talk? We can have sex talk anytime you want, bro. Yeah, I don't like the exterior on that one either. Okay, so we'll delete that. We'll delete this. Hey, I'm glad you subbed too, dude. I'm glad you're here. This is aluminum? What are these pentadors, though? These are iron. Okay, so let's think of this. Let's think of this. Hell yeah. Ooh, do you want to get married? You asking me if it's a retro Celsius right now in the middle of everybody and my 49 people currently watching right now? Oh my god. That is fucking love language asking me about my upper choice for the day. Oh. I got some new gamer steps coming in the mail too. We all know, right? We all know that I'm a gamer steps partner. Just clocked that immediately. Right now, they actually have a promotion going on. Ooh, stop it. This is from the bulk pack at Costco. I have a whole bunch of it. As I always like to shout out, you can head on over here, guys, if you want some uppers right now, Gamer Seps. I think right now they're doing a promotion that if you click that, my code is 20% off rather than 10% off like it usually is. So if you're into that kind of stuff, big fan of it. I don't know, do we like this? I feel like this is kind of weird. Not that it clashes with the rest of my base, because it does, but like I like that look of these like dark pods. I guess I just don't like the interior of it as much. Okay, fuck, you shoot the whole fucking thing, huh? Because I would put up, I know I can do I really like the seamless look of no walls with the pentashields, but the problem is if I do that, then I can't have railings here, and I'd rather have the railings here because it's just like I'm gonna fall the fuck off, you know? And I think it looks visually a little bit better. So let's go. So Kier, if I try to put it and have the pentashield cross this line, it won't. It'll say, the pentashield will say there's something in the way. Either the pentashield will say that, or the railing will say that, and it won't build. Put a door there and put the pentashield around the rest. That's kind of what I was thinking, actually. Like, you're saying put like you know what? Kind of like that idea, actually. You're so smart, Kier. I think for this though, I would use these doors because these doors are really cool. This door specifically. Like that. And then you built the pentashield around it. That's so cool. There's a double tall one. Can I do that though here? Oof, that might be too much though. Because this is for scout ornithopters, you know? I agree, that looks way cool. Let me see how this looks. Nah, it's dumb. I was gonna put a prudence door, but I'm not gonna go. I don't want to do the Oh! Oh! One more. Okay. Then piece picker. No. No, no, no. No, I'm waiting for my friend to get on so we can go to the deep desert. Pilk, you're still here, right? Are you going to bed anytime soon, more importantly? I don't want to keep you up.
A large
Okay,
sandstorm is approaching.
See that spice, baby. Gotta let it flow.
Our modest fellowship.
Kind of a big deal here, dude. Hell yeah, you are,
Praise
Tuwong.
the sub.
You're the only deal that matters. Daddy Tuwong here spicing us up a little bit of that spice. Ooh, that's a little ridiculous. Right where it was, right?
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Where that sandstorm from? Over there? I got more time. I got more time. Yeah, it's just too much. But the angle is, it's going into the floor, and I don't want it to do that. I want it to be more like back here. I think I'd have to do this. There. I hate that. We'll have to fix
Sector
that.
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Got in. Made it in. Made it in. Like a glove, bros. Like a glove. Retro vibes. Ooh. Probably put another corpse in the brewery over here. In the meantime. You know, I should probably bring some of these corpses over to the deep desert. Do you know what our corpse situation is like in the deep desert right now? Pilk? I wish you could too. It would be way nicer, you know? Oh, no rush, man. No rush at all. Okay, expand. Gonna go grab and put those in there. I haven't decided, like, which is, like, the more, like, fuel efficient, you know? Like, these or these. 17%. 48. I wish, too, I could deposit a set amount rather than... Well, I could just do that, right? Deposit, maximize it. Because I think I want to make another one of those bitches. You can also load it all at the same time from Thief. Oh, so does reload generators count for that too? This is 3 spice melange? Okay, that's not bad. Dude, I mean, I feel like a wind trap is a trap.
A steadfast supporter.
You know, I think I like the concept of this less than I like the execution. I think what we're going to do here is the old... So the bigger power... So the one I built, you're saying is a trap? Hmm. What's up, Half Dan? How you doing, brother? Get you to rotate. There we go. Hmm. Honestly, like, yeah, I think that the power stuff needs a higher return. It needs a better yield come out of it, you know? Like, I feel like right now it doesn't make much sense. Do this. I wish that counted as weight bearing for it, though. That pisses me off. Why does that one work? Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I wonder if I could do this. Could I get horny with this? No, probably not because of the land claim. Oh, maybe. Rotate, man. Rotate. Pivot. Oh, it was right there. You don't say. Oh. That could be kind of cool. Might be a bit excessive, though. Kind of looks weird, right? What do we think? This right here is what I'm talking about. It's too bad this level didn't work, because I liked how this kind of like naturally came out from that. Guys, I had some drama in the deep D, so I'm looking to get some deep D going. All right, I think we're just gonna go to the deep. Then we'll go do like a center or two. On the, you're saying for the doors up here? You get that DP in the deep D, baby. Oop. Oh, it's gonna be a little funky, but whatever. We'll make it work in due time. And I think I'll have this come down. And then do this. Ooh, that actually would have been pretty cool. I'll just have this come down one more. With the old half step. Fucking of course. What's up, Mr. Waitson? Do you think the double doors here, or the big door, you mean? What is up, Sotar? We have 10 bytes. Do we need more? Because I can load up these and do another, like, body run for my base. Because I think it's easier to load them from Haga and come out there. Actually, that looks really good. Oh, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Okay, cool. Oh, this looks like a fucking floating shit box. I'll fix it, I'll fix it, I'll fix it, I'll fix it. My problem with building is that I try to make it make, like, structural sense. Okay, then over to here, to this. Rotate, rotate, come on, rotate, come on, baby. Oh, there we go. Rotate, 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 rotate. There we go. Those now at least look like they're like actually supported rather than just like, oh, it was a fucking flying ass wall. Come through the floor. Nope. Good. Hey man, spice cocaine's real. I don't care who tells you otherwise. Guys, I'm gonna do my first raid in EverQuest today, and I'm pretty excited. Never done anything like that. I'm in a weird place in my life where I'm like revisiting all these old games that I just never really had the, I guess, concentration as a kid to put into, or time maybe. I don't know what it is. But it's been really fun to kind of like, I got far in Ultima Online, but I never got as far as I'm at right now. And I got far-ish in EverQuest, but never got as far as I have now. And I think it's really fun to be able to like re-explore these worlds, which are filled more with people my age, which has been definitely an experience, I would say. Okay. Now this one will be a full step down. He's like, I tried to interest me now they new eyes and it's fun. Could you stop reading my fucking diary, Ulu? Night 2. I am now the EverQuest Lord. Oh, fuck. Oh, the thing that supported the whole entire thing, I deleted it. Look at that. See that? Bye, Plastone. I barely knew her. Learning how to make chimney. Don't make me. I have a quaff, also known as a coif, in my closet right fucking now. That's fine. I meant to do this, what I'm doing right here. I deleted, literally supposed to delete the left and right, and I deleted the center portion. Have you been making flat or rolled ring mail? Or chainmail with flat links or with rounded links? Cool. Perfect. Perfect. Dude, see? See what we've done? See how cool this looks? Was rounded was cheaper, right? So this way, I want the double, I want the big one, don't I? I don't care what they say about you, Uwu. You're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Did you do you want to like sell it in the cosplay world? What was the motivation behind trying to get into armor craftsmanship? But now these are offset, so it should give me a little bit more breathing room. All right, Kier, I'm gonna need your expertise for this. So we're gonna do corner columns. There's no way I have the power to do this, but... So, I'm gonna need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I mean, there's gonna be a lot. It's gonna cost me a lot here, isn't it? H cobalt paste. Just resources. Yeah, it won't let me do that. Oh, it needs to anchor from a crafted wall. That's right. So this has got to go up here. Yeah, I don't know if this will work. Oh, we have to make the ceiling. Harkonnen. Yeah, just like this is gonna cost. There. There. Oh my god, it worked? Oh my god, it's gonna work. I don't know how to do this one. I think I fucked up and put that. Should have put this and that on the outside. Okay. Yeah, it won't snap. It does. There's one up here. You can't see it. It's right there. But yeah, there's a ghost tile right there. Now you can see it. Both sides. Well, how do I make the... Oh, do you make the walls of it first? Build the walls, then put the roof of it across? I wanted to lay out the... I wanted to lay it out. Both sides of the corner, but the outside. So you're saying out here too? Out here too. Out there too. Oof. Gonna run into a snaggeroo down there to try this. Because I can't fake out. Fuck. See, this is the fucking problem with this thing. Like, just let me build this without needing walls to fake this to. Yeah, there we go. The amount of fucking whatever that this is gonna cost is gonna be insane though. Yeah, but that's it. So this whole thing would be one big pentashield. That's sick. How big of a motivator? Well, absolutely, man. Happy to help you out. Happy to galvanize you, make you feel like you can do it. I don't think that I do anything special, so I'm stoked you're jumping into it and having a good time with it, my man. Congratulations to you. If you want to link your Twitch in here, by all means, go for it, go for it, go for it. I'm happy to toss some love your way. I'll have to figure out how this all fits together, but at least that's all done, and I'll make those make a little bit more sense. Like, can I do a wedge wall? It's this one. Right? I think it's just this one again.
Another loyal devotee.
Just not very, like, long. This is too big. Yeah, it's just... I don't want that extra flange at the bottom. Okay, I'll make this all work later. Alright, so let's, I thought Smog would be on by now. No, you're fine. Be that guy. I encourage you to be that guy right now. Paste it. Just please don't say stupid racist things in your stream that I just co-opted. Alright, alright. Oh, I created these. Chandelier here. Put a chandelier in here. Which are shockingly, like, cheap to make by comparison. So, gotta go get more of those stupid fucking things. Okay. Let me put this in here. Alt. Put 5 in. Bring those to the deep D. So what are we going for in the deep D? We don't have Smog, so we don't really have like a fucking bangarang deep D group. Yeah, that'll be good. This will be cool when this is all done. My dream of pods will be complete. Yeah, which one is that on?
Subscriber
Hilts?
arrives. It fills you with determination.
You know what would be really cool is if I had made like a like a Mos Eisley starport. Big circle. So today, video, we're actually, you know, looking at the time, it's probably better that Smog's not got it on because we're gonna run out of time. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you, man. You didn't need to do that. I just want to help people grow. So let's go through this really quick. We've got our list of things that... Hey, they come back. Got it. There's Smog's base. A list of things that we would like to see in Dune Awakening. The title of the video will be, Can Dune Awakening Survive? And it is a positive-minded video. I'm not, you know me, guys. I'm not writing fucking incendiary dross for the sake of it, you know? So right now we've got faction versus faction regions, either on Haga Basin, an extension of the Deep Desert, or their own location. That's one thing on this list. Yes, thanks for watching, right? Like, and that would be my TLDR. Some sort of arena or battleground, because I think it'd be really fun to do either 1v1s or 2v2s, because I just think it'd be fun. A place to just kind of, just strictly have like a leaderboard that's meant for sweat. You want to go sweat and have fun with it, it's there for you. Go do it. You know, a proper system for punishing griefers, Pilks, would probably be like the Sardaukar present in the Deep Desert in some fashion, but I don't know how you'd really do it. PvP rewards, either swatches, variants, something that rewards people for the PvP of a battleground, an arena, a faction versus faction, stuff like that. Like, again, Atreides honor guard stuff. I always really like that. That's what I always thought was a really cool thing for this loading screen. Something that has a cool pop to it. More group content, because I think a lot of people play either solo completely or like 3-4 people, in that range. It's somewhere in the 1 to 4 player range, and I'd really like to see more group related content that is encouraged. I think that'd be fun. Dungeon instances. So rather than always going to a testing station, you go and queue for the dungeon. Not queue, I don't want to say queue, because we've already talked about LFGs. LFG systems killing games. But you go to Arakeen, you go to Arco Village, and either that dungeon is accessed via those hubs. Like, hey, in order to get there, you have to go to this location. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Go to this location, and you access a terminal to go in. And you can go solo, like have it scale and have different difficulties, and different difficulties and scaling lead to different rewards. I think that would be really fun, but you have to broadcast at a special looking for group channel in those social hubs to encourage interaction. And I know some people don't like that. They don't like, I don't want to be forced to do that. Like, then don't do it. Just go play solo if you really want. Well, how am I supposed to do the group content? You just don't. I think that we have this weird notion that it's like, well, there's content in a video game, I should be able to access it. You shouldn't. You should not. You should be able to access the content as long as it's not like story content, right? In the constraints of like an online game in this sense, some sort of live service, an MMO, anything like that, it should not be applicable to all people. There has to be ranges of application to different player types. You shouldn't be able to access all the PvP content if you don't PvP, just like the person who PvPs shouldn't have access to all the PvE content. There should be innate quote unquote gatekeeping in that you can't be the top of one bracket and get from the top of another bracket just because you think you could. Yeah, you're right. You can't say LFG anymore. People think it means let's fucking go. You're so right. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, it's downstairs. It's downstairs. Looking for morons. So give people some way to tap into those types of play styles and reward them for that. There we go. I don't think we need it right now. Yeah, we'll tap that anyway. Oh my god, why do I even do this? I might take those back with me because I just realized what day it is. It's fucking Sunday. So, also, I think we need more variants of things. More tier 6 schematics that have specific playstyles in mind. Like, I would like to see gloves. Because, okay, like, when you look at any of these special schematics, these pincushion gloves, for example, they're going to give you different blade mitigation, light dart mitigation, heavy dart mitigation. Give me increased blade damage on some of them. Have it focus on specific styles of... Jeez, I'm gonna throw up my fucking Celsius. On specific styles of play so that I can get more out of it. Okay, pincushion in general, like people have said, is really good right now because it's the light armor benefit with a lot of the heavy armor benefit, right? You get a lot of the damage mitigation from light and heavy darts. But have more variants to schematics or have more variants to items. I think right now that is... Do you think this game is an MMO game? Because I don't believe it is on two. No, I don't think it's an MMO at all. They originally marketed it as an MMO, and it's not. They even said like, hey, that was a pivot we made in the middle of development to not make it a conventional MMO, to make it more of like a clustered server live service game.
A steadfast supporter.
Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to jump in Pilks because I'm probably just going to do this testing station and then start recording this video because I want to get this video done so I can get it up today or tomorrow. Right, so Tor, I'm glad it ended up how it is. I really like this system, clustered servers, that end up kind of having a different approach. Like I think it's way more enjoyable. I think people respond to it better. But what are some other things you guys would like to see in this game that are not quality of life things? I already did my quality of life video where it's like, oh, make this improvement to the journey system. But like actual content delivery systems to the game. Like what is something you think the game, I think it's stuff like a third faction, all makes really good sense, but they've already said it's coming, so I don't think it's something I need to say. Or maybe I have a chapter that is, hey, I'm not going to bring these things up in the video because they've already said it's coming. They said more contracts are coming across the board, nerd. They said they're going to be adding contracts for every single outpost with every content drop. So there will be more contracts. But I agree. I would like to see more. I would like to see deep desert focused contracts. Let's add that in here. Random deep desert contracts that are like, okay, that maybe bring you to the different research stations, that bring you to the different fallen things, and you need to pull something out of it. And that, I think those will then encourage a little bit more active PvP. Like, or at least objective-based PvP. Rear turret for the assault ornithopter? TN, dude, chill. You can't be saying something as fucking awesome as that. I think raids, PvP raids in the deep desert for huge active harvesters, abandoned or crashed carryalls and harvesters, random contracts for sure. How, like, what do you, when you say PvP raids, go into more on that. I think raids are a good idea. Cannons for the Thopters, including the Scout. I don't think. I don't know if that. I'm afraid of what that would cause. Basically in the PvP zone, but with PvE enemies to begin with. Emergent PvP, basically. Okay. Do we call that emergent PvP? I don't. It just, the term is weird for me. It probably is what they call it. You know, it's like the gaming industry has so many stupid terms for things. Like, it's not a roguelike, it's a roguelite. I'm like, stop making made up terms, Kotaku. You're not fucking cool. We aren't 16 anymore. PvP content that specifically excludes ornithopters. Yeah, that's kind of the battlegrounds in the arena focus right there, right, Angso? Or yeah, like a light sandstorm. Like a light sandstorm area where it's like, or yeah, you can use ornithopters, but they just get cut up. So you can, like a high risk, high reward ornithopter play where it's like, cool, you can go to get across the map in this location, but it's going to rip the ornithopter up and you probably won't be able to use it to get out of the location. So you can use it to blitz the location, but that's it. But I guess you then run into the issue of, and like, oh, I'm going to repair it. Cool, you can't repair it fast enough that matches the degradation of it. Yeah, the buggy with a rocket launcher is a little, right? Because if you have the rocket launcher, you're not going to use the buggy in the deep desert because the buggy's got to be used to have a crawler or a transport to haul it out there. And you're going to use that for harvesting, and you can't have both. Shilling Spree, my idea for the very first point here was faction versus faction region. I would like to see it attached to the Haga Basin. So rather than it, okay, I don't need to go to the deep desert for PvP play. I can go to a Haga Basin and I go in through my respective faction's entry point of this location. And it starts, it's just a full-fledged PvP zone, but it is faction based. So I can't hit and hurt Atreides, but I can hit and hurt Harkonnen if I am Atreides. So I don't know, hit and hurt is what I went with. So that way it's like, here's a step into and focused PvP versus the free-for-all of the deep desert. I think it's PvPvE raids. Oh, so that's what I was talking about, Angso. That would be a planet-side control point location, 100%. So you'd say like Harko over here, Atreides over here, no man's land in between, and you have to try to capture points up to their base to destroy their base, and it causes a reset. Okay. It's being reset, it's being rebuilt, whatever. The Atreides or the Harkonnen, whoever won, get to celebrate. But I think it somehow has to be locked, player locked. So that's why I think as a battleground, it might be a little bit better versus a place you can freely come and go to. But I think it'd be fun too to be able to build a faction fortress, right? Like, hey, you can actually build this fucking base out. Well, because that's what we're experiencing right now, Shilling Spree. Because Harkonnen is just getting dumpstered on a majority of servers. Because people like Atreides over Harkonnen. Harkonnen, just in general, people don't like it. But I think if it was, yeah, hardcore PvPers usually try to exploit, right? They're not just like in it for the honor and fun of it. They're like, okay, let me try to exploit people and grief them. But if it was like a, hey, this is a 40 versus 40 or 30 versus 30 2-hour match, or it's a persistent thing that you can jump in and out of, assuming that there's time and multiple battlegrounds will get created, depending on if there's enough people in a queue, and it's got a capture system like a planet side. So you jump in, you're basically playing Dune planet side, however you'd want to do it, which would be really fun, I think. But I think it has to be a battleground because there's such a disparity between Harco and Atreides on the servers. It has to be a limitation, like a 20 versus 20 or 40 versus 40, whatever. No, I think he means specifically, Mandalore, PvP, hardcore PvPers that are exploiting. I think hardcore PvP is great. It's my favorite thing in a lot of video games. But I think the like, oh, okay, they're using shitty systems to abuse and harass people. You're just griefing at that point. Some guy was fucking trolling us, but he was trolling. I was playing with Smog, and we went to the deep desert. We were in our scouts, and we were just trying to like harvest up some basic materials. And there was a guy in a transport, and he was just fucking flying around us. And I'm like, oh, hey, just go ahead and do your stuff. We're not going to bother you. He had someone jump off on the top of the transport, and he shot me with the homing rocket. I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. Damn it. Like, that pissed me off. But that is not an exploit, right? Like, he's just, the transport stopped. He hopped off. He launched it from the top of it and got back in. It was another passenger. I'm like, that's some fucking genius play. Smog was like, this guy's trying to catch the smoke right now. Harkonnen do have some serious drip. Although I really like a lot of like the Ornithopter game for Atreides is buenisto. Yeah, and just don't ever deviate from it, right? Like they're always just gonna choose the things that are gonna abuse people. A3, huh? But probably faster to fly back out. Stalled! I stalled! You can make a crisp knife. What would be cool though is Shilling Spree. Well, again, this no, I think this actually work. Okay, so what if there's a battleground that contributes to a global war, or like a war of assassins meter, and it's on a 5-day reset or something like that. You push the wins, because at that point it's not up to who wins. It's like, I'm sorry, it's not up to population. If it's a 20 versus 20 battleground, and you win the battleground for your faction, you score a point on the War of Assassins for that week, which gives you a different set of bonuses than the Landsrod. You're right, Mandalore, and that's what I was saying. Like, I want like a PvP system that rewards people to get into PvP. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want any story quests in the deep desert. But I think randomly generated weekly contracts in the deep desert is a cool idea to encourage varied deep desert play. Because right now people go and find specific things and just do the same stuff in the deep desert every week. Look at that fucking thing. The dildo of doom. My Dune. Seen a lot of these lately. These just big old Harkonnen dildos. Nerd, I have that down here as more variants. Just more variants either through PvP rewards, PvE rewards, but more variants either to the rare schematics to make it so that it rewards specific gameplay styles. Like, hey, give me gloves that do increased melee damage. Stuff like that. Or more variants as PvP rewards where it's like, cool, I've done faction versus faction stuff, so now I get like the Harkonnen or the Atreides Royal Guard or Sook Doctor, something like that. I think that would be really good. In general, I think we need Sook Doctors in the game. Pretty surprised or not. Anything else you guys would want to see? More armor plating. Yeah, I definitely think I agree with you, right, Satori? It is just basically resource denial. I think it's fun in the sense that it's like, cool, you can kind of monopolize this, but since it is like what I think too. Okay, let's put this down.
Devotee.
Bounty on specific assholes. Pilks, that could be cool. A bounty board. Kind of, dude, like what you just said, Riatos, I thought would be really cool. You said, by decree of the Emperor, a no-fly zone has been implemented due to high worm activity. It'd be really interesting if there were certain zones, like if the deep desert had more variety every week, and that there were random hazards. Okay. A4 has all, I know it's never going to be A4. A4 has all the titanium, but it's also like a sandstorm hex or a grid, whatever. And you can't fly in it. You have to ride in. Like, or hey, this is a quicksand. Everything here is quicksand. So you have to fly in, but you can't land, and you need to find a way to like only land on places that are like rock, stuff like that. Or this whole belt, this whole region is the no-fly zone, stuff like that. Again, I think having some sort of varied, randomized weekly hazard that stays on the map for a long time or rotates, I think would be pretty fun.
South sides for this reason.
Yeah, boxing out is a big thing right now. Fucking Chris did it the other day. We were like, dude, just build a fucking wall around it. We're like, this is a genius. Then we saw everyone doing it. We're like, oh man, fuck. Oh god.
I think your mic is broken up.
What is up, Evolved Finch? EMP feels like radiation that would stop flying machines. Yeah, maybe those are coming out of like a downed ship. What if everything was lava? I know the Fremen aren't really part of this lore just yet. You know, obviously they're going to be coming into it. But it'd be really interesting. What's up, GC? How you doing, dude? It'd be interesting to see, like, okay, this has got increased Fremen activity, and NPCs, like, use las guns and, like, blow you out of the fucking air. Got it. Okay. Thank you, dude. Where's the fucking badge for this shit?
Permits for Titanium? What's that all about?
What's over here?
I haven't heard about that. I just know that you gotta get, there's normally one titanium island with each Duke desert, and normally 2 or 3 Struvidium islands, and those get camped really hard, so you have to ask permission oftentimes for the guild that's there, and just allow you to find it, or you get shot out of the sky, one of those 2.
Let me guess, that's after E.
There definitely is skeleton space. We can go through the working build that I've generated, and we can talk about that in a second here. But I think right now what you're experiencing is spicing little bits into every single skill, and I think that's the way you should play this game up until maybe level 175, 180, where after that you need to start pivoting into set. You need to respec and go into, I think, specific builds. Like you can, I was reading what you said, Swotar. You can have one of everything, and I think that that's fine, especially if you're doing all the advanced quests. But then once you go to really focus on doing sandcrawler yield, stuff like that, you're going to want someone who has really high sandcrawler yield. And I think those things are important. Having the better recycle, cooldowns on some abilities, having it cost less stamina, having it do more damage. You want to specialize your build. But there's things in all of the builds that you want to spice into too, right?
Let me think on that.
It's like full fluidity.
You're not what?
We're in disc right now, so the guys in disc are like, at least we are right now.
I was lied to.
We're waiting for
So
it
you
to
know, like material requirements or anything like that?
No.
A crafting commission board, kind of like contractor for crafting. Okay. That's a cool nerd. I like that.
About 3,000 euro. Yeah, 4,000 euro.
And I think it's just like, these are just different ways to get different variants and different things to focus on the different ways of playing the game. I know it's not. It's like a 10 or 12%.
Switchblade Sam's,
You guys are tradies?
Yep, we're tradies. But we have,
Dude, you're funny. That guy was like, "So you guys are like a tradies?" Oh yeah, we're a tradies, and then it just erupts into a gunfight.
No, you don't have to.
Oops, wrong way.
Be in a guild. Actually, stop. Whoever the guild leader is, what the guild is. I'm the guild leader, so we're a tradies. But you can still be hard and be in the guild. There's no game. There's no aspect of the game that stops you from doing that.
That's very tempting.
Another idea I had for the faction versus faction stuff is that then appears as its own meter on both of these for contribution to the great houses of Harkonnen and House Atreides for faction versus faction stuff. And it's always the same thing. It's kill Harkonnen players, kill Atreides players, and you can contribute towards it. And every week these are randomized 700, 3,500, 7,000, 10,000. But there's no card associated with it. Like there's no claiming of that card. I think that would be a cool thing too, to put aside from this. Like there's a card over here, there's a card over here, and its contribution to your faction of that. Is there some rule about killing players in a PvP zone while they're farming? There's a massive difference between camping the spawn point to kill players where they have an opportunity to defend themselves, or killing players using an exploit versus just randomly killing a player farmer because that's a PvP zone. What people are doing right now, Mandalore, is there's no variance between the classifications of ornithopters. So if you are in this ornithopter, I do this to you and it forces you to land, and then I blow you up. That's a big exploit right now. Whoever has access to this, ooh, I should probably go buy. I don't have the money, man. I only got 10K. People are going and buying the heat-seeking missile launcher, and it's just a broken meta right now because there's no flares. So you use the heat-seeking missile launcher and you just shoot people out of the sky. And if you've never been shot with a missile in this game, it's like 95% damage. Just make them a Mark IV rad suit and vendor. Oh, like sell it at the Chome exchange? I can do that. That are iodine pills. There's no... What's the other one? E8? There's no... missiles do like 95% component damage. So if it hits me in my fucking tail, I go from 100% to 5%. Oh, you can just literally rad... I have one to sell. What does it sell for, Pilk? I think, so... Low-level Lou, baby! Whoo! What I don't like is... What my big problem is, I totally agree with you, Wolf Mandalore, the deep desert should be brutal, but the brutality is more linked to stuff like I mentioned, right? Sure, you want to meet me there. Well, that's what I was saying, right? Wolf Mandalore, you had, okay, Fremen activities increased here, and they will las rifle and missile launch you down. I think that'd be cool. But you don't have any indicator. I don't think you have an indicator, at least. No, you don't. You don't have really an indicator of, like, someone locking onto you. I got locked onto and shot. Maybe he was just using, like, a manual aimed one and I didn't know it. But I think it's like there's a bit of a split. On one hand, I actually like content that is geared towards group content, that developers say, hey, this is a way we want to reward people who want to get involved in the social aspect of our video game that we've decided to create. And that's what the Deep Desert was supposed to be. But it's like 100% that, so I could see the beginning of it, like, hey, we'll just make this kind of PvE content, let solo players at least put their foot in. I think the problem with developing towards group content on a wider scale is that people are so conditioned against group content because of the poor design decisions of a lot of video games that have said, well, no, we're going to try to move away from that. I think the catering to the casual masses of allowing for that, I think it's been overly detrimental to a lot of these types of games. And WoW is the biggest perpetrator. WoW did that. WoW was like, well, okay, well, let's put a looking for raid finder, or raid finder, let's put a LFG queue in, stuff like that. And yeah, because and a lot of people do suck at games, and that's fine. I don't expect people to be the sweat lords, but the people who, I've always said this, right? We've had this conversation so many times. The people who bitch the most about the game, the balance, and not being able to excel are Bronzodias, dude. People in the Bronze League of any video game that bitch and moan. I did Overwatch competitive, and I didn't really understand, I didn't know how the MMR system works, so I was flexing to different roles mid-match, just trying to help the team, make us try to get a W. Rob and I were doing this together, and dude, we got placed in fucking shit bronze because we didn't, the MMR system couldn't get a beat on us. It was like, okay, well, you played DPS and tank and healing this whole match. It wasn't later until we found out, no, you just stick with one and you just do really well at that one, and the MMR is going to rate you off that one, not so much your team's performance. Your team's performance is not how the MMR system works. It's a janky MMR as it is. And dude, no one bitches and moans more about your play style than people in Bronze League. It took us like 3 months of concerted effort to get out of bronze. And then once we got out of bronze, oh, look at that, spice. We flew through silver and got into high gold within a month because everyone in bronze sees everyone else as the problem. not that they need to get their own game better. And that's the problem with the layman, with the top of the bell curve of gamers as a whole, which is the same in every field. The top of the bell curve bitches the most, has the least self-reflection. And it's so frustrating. And we've unfortunately given too much of a voice to stuff like that, and allowed it to dictate the development of video games. And I blame 100% Classic WoW for it. The rotating meta of the monthly pump and dump. You think you need to listen to casual players, but I think that they're Nature Boy, what is up? Oh fuck yeah, that's awesome. I'm not going for the shot. I'm not going for the spice. I'm going over here. I think it's like
Another loyal.
you should listen to what casual players want, because there's going to be granularities of truth. Good lord.
Feminist disciple.
Well, WoW's dev team started at Wonder, and then it did spread to Blizzard as a whole, so I'll agree with you there. What up, Bull? How you doing, dude? But you're talking to like a Blizzard fanboy, man. Like I love Blizzard. And I also hate what it's become, so I can absolutely look in the mirror and go, it is not, while putting clown makeup on, this is a great company. It's not. But it at one point was something pure. But that just kind of has to do with game development and as a whole. But it's kind of nice how we're coming back to an indie world of game development. The AAAs are losing their power. They're falling. It's also my fault in part. You're a concept developer for designer for Blizzard, or for who? Yeah, you can't really be a corporate entity, right? And exist as a wholesome one. Oh, for Games Channel, awesome, man. What's your favorite game that you've worked on? Is that a thing? Is that a thing, Papa Mandalore? I don't know where I'm going, Pilks. I can't find this fucker. I'm out of probes. What am I looking for? A crash ship? More like favorite game I asked to be made. What does that mean? You asked a game to be made? I can't. Dude, remember, we're fucking... The deep desert is fucked. See? I can't see your shit on here. I think it's over here. No. That's gonna put me... Yeah, no, it's right there. I got a scimitar. That's right, there's no fucking auto in this damn game. I got a Corsair scimitar, and it's been the titty tits. Something like that. Is this a wave one? I always forget to bring my fucking drill shot out, this bitch. I need to get a plastinium weapon, because it's just so hard to kill these guys in any reliable way. Is that you, Pilk? Yep, there you are. Still on the compass.
Yeah, it's me.
Conversation between modern day is about whether it's done ethically with the customer in mind. Well, we've had this before, the conversation before, Wolf of Mandalore. It's because of startup companies in the tech world using what's called an MVP, minimum viable product. And minimum viable product has become this very invasive way to do software development, wherein you create a minimum viable product, just enough to basically get it open, and it's, I don't know why I did that. It's basically that you use consumer feedback to determine development of the prolonged development of your software. But in video game world, that doesn't work. And the middle to upper management of video games is not always people that are from within the company in the development arena. It's people that are coming over from other software companies, stuff like that. And that, I think, is the biggest problem here. Is middle to upper management in video game companies is a constant revolving door of shitheads from EA or other companies that just chase titles. Because I have plenty of friends that are developers, that are pre-production, that are in marketing, that are in content creation, you know, being like promotional. Oh, fuck me. Oh no. Like pre-production, stuff like that. And they're all great. They have a passion and they know the industry so well and they're so smart about things. But then they have to deal with their like middle manager who used to work at EA and did the Borderlands 3 marketing ramp up. So he knows what he's talking about, but he doesn't know the actual demographic of who he's marketing to because it's an entirely different game. That is what happens so much more than you would think. Video I'm working on right now is going to be, will Dune Awakening survive? And it's just like a, hey, these are the things I want to see. What'd you say, man? It's because there's just too much of this pervasive, like, notion of bravado. And bravado in my mind is different than the word confidence. Confidence is like surety. Bravado is a falseness. And it's this, anyone in the corporate world just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, how many of us have stepped into our job and like, I shouldn't be here. They're paying me way too much and I'm fucking unqualified. And I think it's really annoying and it's really frustrating. And ego and pride they work hand in hand, right? So it's like you see the way these people talk in like business meetings and it's like using the double speak of corporate America, corporate anything, right? And speaking, using analytics that are not really relevant. The amount of times I used to sit in meetings and be like, I don't care about what you're saying. I need you to tell me straight facts that are actually pertinent. Well, if you look at this chart, like, I don't care about your chart. I need you to show me a fact of like a relevant sales fact, not projections, not fake stuff. That's all fake numbers that are fluff. Just tell me a fact. And it would cause a lot of meetings to last longer because people just really want to fluff you. Oh, baby. Fucker. Oh, no. Drop that. Yeah, right? Fuck that one. 0 for 2 on both of these guys. Oh, I didn't go here. Gave me that goodness. Everyone gotta need a good fluffer, know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, partner. But because of that, you know, we have a lot of diluted shit. And it's not just in the gaming industry. It's in every industry. We need less people working on that stuff. Like, we need less sales and marketing professionals, more scientists. Scientists that don't have to scrounge around for fucking government grants all day. But it's just a harsh reality is that you have a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, speaking and making demonstrative decisions on the future development of video games. Wolf Mandalore, 100%. This and this. Good. Use that one little baby one up. Well, I think, how is it? So it's 1 o'clock. So let's do this. We still have some games to give away here. What happened last time? You chose Rogue Trader. I think someone chose Rogue Trader last time.
An earnest disciple.
Yep, that was Rogue Trader. So Rogue Trader's gone. So what we have left is Vermintide 2, Darktide, Warhammer 3, and Battle Sector. So let's go back to the base. Thanks for coming with me, folks. And let's start making video. How much money did I make? Station gun. I always forget to do this. Get to my altitude, go forward, press shift. There we go. We don't drop that big drop. Oh, sick. Evolved. Log in and log out. I've been getting kind of preachy lately, guys, so I hope you don't. Hope you're not watching my streams going, this guy fucking just won't shut the fuck up. Well, I'm never gonna shut the fuck up, but I don't think I'm anyone who's particularly like, I've not seen a ring mouth attack yet. I've learned a lot about the dev of video games from people in the industry, and it's given me a lot better perspective on things. Because I wanted to be a game developer, I wanted to do these things, I wanted to do, I wanted to eventually become a product manager for the game industry. And eventually work in concept, ideation stuff. And then I learned they're like, everyone's like, nope, never work for a AAA. And so many people that I've talked to at like Twitch or TwitchCon or other conventions were like, yeah, I learned the hard way. I started here and that, and this sucked. Which one, Riatos? Were we talking about sex butts? Fuck you, Pilk. James, thank you so much for resubbing with Prime, my man. That's right, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, do make the switch to Twitch, and if you've got a Prime sub you've not yet used this month, use it on me. Yeah, I'm going to start jumping back into Space Marine 2, update a lot of those guides. I think it'd be a fun summer game you can play, you know, jump in, play some shit. I don't know what else. I'm hoping so Titan Quest 2 is supposed to have its announcement of early access launch August 1st. We have the patch for Path of Exile 2 is mid-August. Yeah, I'm very much not a doomer, dude. I don't really believe. I'm a big proponent of the belief that if you think all these bad things are going to happen in the world, in the gaming industry, to the planet, whatever, you have to then, by that same reasoning, believe all the good things are going to happen. And since both of those are logical fallacies, fall somewhere in between, right? Because that's what happens. Some good, some bad. And I think it gets so exhausting to just constantly read the doomer narrative of incendiary bullshit, and it just is it's so prevalent in everything that we fucking consume, and it's not good for you, man. Like, it's not good for your brain. Internal monologues are really important, and I think a lot of people have terrible internal monologues. That terrible internal monologue is dictated by horrible existential crises. Hell yeah, Riatos. Because you just don't have time for it, you know? Like, you think about the headlines that you read all day. Yeah, you can't do anything about it, right? Like, let's just choose one that's like not political. What's up, Sparky? Let's choose one that's like microplastics. There, that is what that is. I can't change those things. I can't do anything about it. I can only do what I can with the resources I've got, with the microcosm I'm in. I'm not in a place of political power. I don't have trillions of dollars to make an influence on anything of worth. Why do I have to know, or why do I have to daily live with the fear that I'm constantly consuming microplastics? You know, it's like, I can't, that doesn't help me pay rent. And that's the thing, right? Like, I got bills to pay, I got things to do, I got responsibilities to hit. All the things that are constantly thrown at you every day of like, you should be afraid of this, you should not do that, this is gonna kill you, that's gonna, dude, fucking walk out your door, you could die. And it's just so fucking annoying. So I've just really, yeah, we all have microplastics in our balls, just ignore it, 100%, man. So I tuned so much of it out. I used to really like social media because it used to be kind of a playground, but it's not that anymore. It's not fun. I used to just go out and fuck around. Like, one of my friends makes a post, make a goofy comment on it, because people take themselves so seriously. Now I'm just like, this is a scary place. These bots are getting mad at each other. Uranium, I do want to make a game studio called Nostalgic Games. The first game I'd want to make would be like a, been good, Sparky. It's been fun, it's been hazardous, it's been crazy. We did some good spice yields the other day. The first game I want to make would be a, like a point and click adventure, but I'd want to do like a sci-fi film noir style one. Kirzan says, social media used to be great for letting people know that they weren't alone in the world. Now it's just used to drive engagement and rage bait and hate bait and hate bait engagement. You know, and on top of it too, you know, I think that the social media used to be a thing to bring us together. It has now been the thing that pushes us apart. It's been a thing that just kind of creates tribalism, pushes people into separate camps. I think it's really, really terrible. Oh no, Sparky, oh no. I did get hit with rockets in this last week. I got rocketed on both my assault and my scout, but I made it out. I just limped out. J-Dog, welcome aboard, bro. Culture is tribalism, yeah, that's a pretty good point. I just think it's become so much more your views versus my views, and it's very exhausting. It does. Hate and fear sells. The only other thing that sells more than that is sex. There's lots of sex on saxophone sex. Okay, so let me kind of group these together. Heard sex, who called? Let's do Deep Desert contracts right now. Random hazards, Deep Desert contracts. Bounty board, we could link to Deep Desert. I think there needs to be like a Deep Desert hub. Not like an actual hub, but I think rather than dropping into the Deep Desert just on the ground right here, there's a staging point. And it's not anything serious. It's just like kind of like a checkpoint that you go in and out from, which allows you to then kind of have a spot where you can just say, hey, I just think it's like I think it'd be kind of like a mouth in or out. And I know that might be a little lore breaky, but it helps support the deep contract idea I've got in my brain. PvP raids would be a deep desert thing. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Crafting commissions we'll talk about. Deep desert pub, which sounds like a gastro pub that fucking sucks. I say something in my world, I realize a lot of the stuff I accepted was complete bullshit when I started interacting with people outside of the religious white area I grew up in. Interesting, Kier. I think too, another thing is what used to be nice about social media is you could relate to people that you thought, I mean, humans been around for what was it, 10 million years or something? What's our total, like, from fucking whatever, from our biped stage all the way to now? I don't, it's 10 million. I'm gonna throw a blanket number, it doesn't matter. We've been around for this many time. We've been sentient, pre-thinking individuals since however long. The things that you are going through are obviously entertainer class needed for buffs. So you talking about this is a Star Wars Galaxies reference. The things that you think and feel and go through and struggle with are the same things that people have been thinking and feeling and struggle with for 10,000 years. And they're colored, right? They're colored to the perception of the time which you live in, because Aristotle didn't have to deal with mounting automotive bills, but the struggle for financial freedom is something that we've all had to deal with since that's been a thing. And while it is also colored to your specific perspective on the matter, like, man, you just don't know what it's like to have to repair a Ford Focus ST. You're right, I don't. But I have had to deal with surprise automotive stuff, right? That was what a social media kind of gave to people, I think, or some sort of relative point of understanding, like, oh, okay, so I'm not alone in this deep heartbreak after a relationship ending, or I'm not alone in this feeling of loss, or this feeling of aimlessness in your mid-20s, or this feeling of just being like completely fish out of water as I step into college, moving from a quiet town or from wherever, right? I'm not alone in thinking that, is this it? Is this all I've got to go for my life as you hit your midlife? You know, like, those are thoughts that everyone has, and you think you're the only one who has them because no one talks about them in their daily parlance, in their daily conversation. And that's what I think was really cool about social media. And now it's just been like fucking crazy shit all the time. It's always got to be about that projection of something like, did you know I also stand for this idea or this ideal or this stance? And it's like, I don't give a fuck, man. You my ass. Tell me something cool about your passion. That's whatever. I'm getting off fucking target. Oh, it's tight. Would be cool, would look a lot better. A little welcome to DD. I drive around sometimes looking at people thinking what they all have going on. Crazy. Yeah, I always like to say, you know, it's like we're all fighting the same war, different battles though.
Another loyal...
Stretching out my QL. Quadratus Lumborum. Before we get started on this video, any other things? I saw what you said, Pilks. That falls into the more variance category. Oh. The video title will be, can Dune Awakening survive? And let's... Here, I'm I don't know if I I don't know if I'd go around just saying that. It definitely can. It 100% can. It's a clickbait title. So I'm gonna write the intro for it right now because it's the only thing in my videos that I script. No, it's we're just talking about things, improvements we want to the game that are not quality of life improvements, more content focused things. Things that would give longevity because they are outside of the gameplay loop. So for example, we've got like faction versus faction regions, arenas or battlegrounds, instance dungeons that you can go through either solo or with friends that are away from the actual Dune map that allows for more specific aimed content, more variants on things, research variants, more deep desert contract, like more deep desert content that's focused more around focused. No, that's not focused around focus. That is focused in its pursuit. So like, deep desert contracts that are new every week. A bounty board, so you can put bounties on people that are specifically harassing. Interactive NPC enemies on the map, like Roman. Well, that's kind of something I said. Like, we have random deep desert hazards, so it'd be cool if like, hey, there's increased Fremen activity here, and they fucking try to shoot you down with las guns and rocket launchers. I think it'd be really sick. Like you just fly over someplace, like, oh shit, and you get a warning of something, or hey, this has like a localized sand storm. You have to land, and it becomes something where you have to either go out on foot or have to fly around it. Something where you can't just go, cool, I'm going to go in a straight line. I'm going to go back in a straight line. Brothels. Localized Fremen brothels where they're just double fisting it, dude. And then right into it. That's how you need it. You don't want it dry. Not in Dune. No one wants a deep desert dandy. I think that the griefing system, a bounty board has to be linked to kill related. If you die from someone in the deep desert, you can, it can still exploitable. Yeah, you absolutely swallow. You can't waste that water. It's definitely exploitable, Kier. I'd have to just say that, like, it's exploitable. Some people could just kill each other a bunch of times and turn it in, right? Like, I could kill you, Pilks, keep ramping up your bounty, then kill you and grab, or you could kill me and then grab the bounty, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Yeah, Sparky Finn, there needs to be like a follower system like they had in Conan. That's a good thing to put down here, a follower system. I mean, I'm saying followers, but in Conan there were slaves. Like, you put them in a slave pit. Let's be honest here. Let's call a spade a spade. Ultima Online to do the bounty. So that's exactly what I was thinking of, is the bounty system essentially like an Ultima Online. But, I mean, you could even do like a PvP system like Ultima Online where you can't go into Haga Basin if you've killed too many people. That might actually be cool. Like, so, for those that don't know, in Ultima Online, every character is blue. When you look at their name, it's their name in blue. If they do a thieving act or they kill someone or attack someone, their name turns gray. They're a criminal. If you kill 5 people, then you rack up a murder count, and then that makes you a murderer. Your title, your fucking name turns red, and you can't go into towns. No, I don't know, but I think I have to open with that, Sparky Finn, to say like, hey, we're talking about things that they haven't announced are coming. They've said a third faction is coming. They've said they're going to be adding more contracts to every single outpost every time they do a content drop. So there is an expansion on the content system. They've said that a lot of like other things like lifts and stuff like that. This is more focused on stuff that they've not proposed or talked about. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. That's totally fine. But you would think in a video like this, I would want to bring that up. So I think that's why I open up with my first chapter after the intro talking about that. Keep the... you can all group on the off the same siege, nerd. As long as you're on the same server, you can all play and group together across sieges. You just can't build on any siege that's not your siege. So just make sure they're all on the same server. So our server is Sandtide, our siege is Rommel. If someone's on a different siege within our server, we can still play together, be in the same guild, everything. You can now build on any siege now. Okay. Oh, dang. I didn't know that. Thank you, dude. Sparky Finn, arenas are part of the idea here. Words. Breed not bread. Oh, baby. Most using chapters in both the timeline and the description. Like a tool for base saving needs to be able to select a portion to I understand why that's a little clunky, because they don't want people just to stand a base up in no time flat. Oh dude, replica pulsar, look at you, bro. What's up, Chonks? How you doing, man? Okay. Will Dune Awakening survive? Okay. That's more on the quality of life scale, Pilks. So the title of the video is Will Dune Awakening Survive, right? So here's our opener. Here's going to be our intro. Let's go ahead and record this really quick. Let's go shut off my air conditioner. Ignore, you will see a black screen right now. Ignore that. Dune Resurrection. Devs have been treating me well, I think. Okay, okay. That. So the intro to this reacts to the title, in case you're wondering why I'm starting mid-sentence. Of course, Dune Awakening is going to survive. It's a great game that I've now sunk hundreds of hours into, and I'm still addicted to crafting, building, and dying to ridiculous shenanigans in the deep desert. So I apologize if I baited you here with the title, because my aim for this video is to discuss systems that I think the game needs to help keep the gameplay loop of the end game engaging and rewarding. If you're new to my channel, the way I do things is by offering the knowledge of my videos. So with that being said, here are some of the major points I'll be bringing up. We need some sort of true faction versus faction, either an instance region, a battleground, or something of the sort that allows us to actually fight house to house rather than just lands rod voting. I'd like to see more group content, be that scaling dungeons, instances, whatever it is that rewards players for grouping together. Deep desert content having more variety, both in its hazards and rewards, so you have the higher risk and higher rewards for doing things with a randomized weekly contract system. I think we really need some sort of arena or battleground system, something like a Getty Prime arena for varied 2v2 or 3v3 matches. Then a battleground that contributes to a global house versus house weekly score that helps level the playing field of the outnumbered faction, which is typically Harkonnen, depending on the server you are. Also, I want to see more variants, swatches, and also research permits that reward specific play styles. There's more nuance to a lot of this, with most of these points bleeding into each other, but that's a too long didn't watch of this entire video. So if that's all you wanted to know, and I tricked you here with the title, then please feel free to shut the video down. I want to be respectful of your time. You can navigate to any part of this video that interests you the most using the chapters about the timeline in the description. And if you found the information in this video helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe, as each one of those things helps me out in a huge way. Lastly, you can find a link below to my other Dune videos, as well as my Twitch, where I'll be streaming this game, as well as a number of other ones. But let's get started on the improvements I'd like to see to Dune Awakening. Does that sound like a good intro? I mean, it's hard to take an entire list of things and slap it in here, right? So I think it's that gives you at least enough of an idea. Okay, so let's hit these the deep desert stuff first. Oh, first actually we should do this. This should be that goes over to here. And before we actually get started with this video, this is just a random shot here. A lot of what I'm going to be talking about is content that they have not said is coming. So I'm not going to be talking about a third faction. They said that's coming. I'm not going to be talking about things like lifts being added to the game. We already know those are confirmed additions that are being made to the game. Instead, what we're going to focus on in this video are things that they haven't said is coming, or improvements that maybe are coming down the line, but they haven't really eked them out to us. Because I don't think a lot of what we're going to talk about in this video is astoundingly unique. I think it's a lot of things that a lot of people want in varied ways. So that's my kind of disclaimer up front before we get into the meat and potatoes of who says that? Before we get to the bulk of this content. Meat and potatoes? That's stupid. Okay, let's jump into our first topic. Dumb. What a great video maker I am. Fucking best video maker out there. Fucking contracts raids. Okay, yeah. Let's do that first. Beef and broccoli of the give me the beef and broccoli of this one. Okay. Let's do contracts, bounty board, and deep contracts together. Okay. So one of the big hangups right now is the deep desert. That is your quote unquote end game for this game, because everything's done here. You're going to get your plastinium. Everything is done from this. You need your spice. All of it happens here. But I think that the deep desert could use a little bit of tweaking. For one, we have 3 entry points into the deep desert here, right? I think that putting at each one of these locations a hub would be nice. And I'm not saying like a big hub, but just some sort of outpost. You could have one be flavored neutral, one be flavored Harkonnen, one be flavored Atreides if you really want. It doesn't really matter. But the point here is to create an actual entry point in and out of the deep desert that makes a little bit more sense other than just like loading in and your ornithopter's on the ground. So are you? Okay, that's kind of weird. But the point then of that would then to have a contract board that is in each one of these hub locations. It's the same contract board for all 3. And the contract board then tells you, hey, go to places. I discovered over here, right? Nope. This thing completely wiped a little bit ago. This was, whatever. Either way, go to research station number 43. And maybe it tells you a location for it. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead because I'm not that smart. But something that is, hey, go to this down ship. Go claim this item from it. Just like you've gotten all the fetch quests you've had before as you were leveling up. Something that gives you a randomized target to go into certain things. And each sector that it is away from the parent, right? You go all the way back here. And you go into I, the increased reward, either through monetary gains, through individual raw materials. Maybe it gives you plasteel plates, stuff like that, things you need to craft for the end game. So this way, you have a specific target and a way to get a little bit more out of that end game grind without specifically going to, okay, I'm just going to keep running this research station a bunch of times over and over and over and over and over. Hey, now instead, I can go do my 4 or 5 weekly deep desert quests that are separate, obviously, from, the Land's Rod that everyone's spending a lot of time on. And I can go ahead and try and get some gain there. I think that'd be a really great idea. And, you just file it into your journey system into this region over here. Now, in addition to that, I would like to see some form of maybe a bounty board too, to help discourage a level of griefer. Now, a bounty board, though, has to have some sort of system in place that can't be exploited. Like, you can't just say, hey, the bounty board exists, you killed someone, and now you've racked up your bounty. Cool, the bounty board exists, I racked up my bounty, awesome, I'm gonna have my friend kill me and we're gonna split the bounty. Well, that's not gonna work so well. So maybe if there was some sort of system that prevented you from actually going back into Haga Basin if you racked up a certain amount, if you killed enough things, stuff like that. Like, there needs to be PvP, and I think PvP needs to happen in this game, but there has to be some way to choose like, okay, this is a griefing style of PvP. We need to punish it. And the game can that way the players can correct against it. But so that is a really harebrained idea. It needs better fleshing out, because how does the system determine what's a grief kill and what's a normal PvP kill? So I think that, again, it needs a better system. But furthermore from there, I think this allows you to have a little bit of control that is all done from these hubs down here, and it creates an entry point rather than having to make a base for all of it. Okay. Bounty board's done. PvP raids. Okay. Deep desert. Okay, deep. Okay. So in the deep desert, we have all of these grids, right? Sector E7, E6, D6. All of them are here. And by and large, you can see that, like, maybe sometimes I'll go scan a zone. If this is my hub, I'm just leaving from my base. I'm just going in a straight line as much as I can. And that's good and all, but I think it kind of removes some of the spice. Man, stupid joke. But some of the fun. And I think what would be really great here in the deep desert is if there were weekly randomized hazards that would force you to the ground, or you had to fly around them, or maybe it's, and I know the lore of this world of the video game is different than the lore of the actual game, but I'm just throwing out spitball ideas here. Maybe there's a Sardaukar patrol. There's a Fremen activity, something like that, where they're using rockets to shoot you down, so it forces you onto the ground to actually engage them or fight them. Or, hey, here's a localized sandstorm in C6. Cool. Well, you can't fly through C6 anymore because it's just going to completely destroy your ornithopter. You have to land, and the sandstorm is higher up. Whatever. I'm just throwing things here. You either completely avoid the sector, or you have to go around it. Or things that, again, force you to do more buggy gameplay, stuff like that. And of course, you know, with buggy gameplay, it's not like you're going to go from B6 to C6 on a buggy. It's just suicide. So there needs to be some sort of balance to it. Because right now, you know, there's no real reason to use a rocket launcher on your buggy. It's just pretty much going to be there for hauling. So using some sort of randomized thing, hey, today or this week, all of D5 is quicksand. So don't land there, period, at all. But D5 is also where the titanium is. So you have to find the rock outcroppings to land. You have to be kind of strategic about it. You can't go too far to go harvest things. You might fall into the quicksand. Something that makes it and breaks up what is essentially just moving from grid to grid to find the things that we all go to the planetologist.app to find, and then go back and forth. Something where the game wants to shoot you down, or something like that. Now, of course, with that, we would need some sort of addition of flares, because otherwise you just get locked on and you're dead. But again, something that allows for random chaos in the deep desert that is not player driven, but is NPC driven, that then creates better player or different player interaction. Yeah, 100% DJ Tarchin. Let's do that one next. One of my last points here on the deep desert, I think, would be fun for PvPvE raids of some sort. Something that is geared towards true large format style of play. Now, maybe this is a Harkonnen base that the NPCs have created, an Atreides base, something that has multiple yield of high value research materials, that is worth it to go in a large group to fight the large amount of enemies there, and it's worth it for you as an opposing player to go raid them. And this wouldn't be faction versus faction related. We'll talk about that in a second. This would more be geared towards fighting as a group of, I think, well, I don't know the max for the party. Is that your max party right there? 1, 2, 3 slots. Let's say the raid group then is like 10 slots, and it's just 10v10, and it's completely random, right? Like, you don't know if someone's gonna raid you. Oh, it's 4. Someone said in chat. I'm live streaming right now while I record this. So it's 4v4, and you don't know if someone's gonna raid you. You don't know if they're not. It's maybe you fight and die to the NPCs, whatever it is. Something that really requires you to group up, go out together, And there's a high risk, high reward for it because, oh man, we got a bunch of research schematics, we got a lot of resource yield, whatever it is, but some sort of raid style system that allows for a fun gameplay loop that is either very deep desert because you are rolling in a group of 4, and there is that PvP element to it and the PvE element to it, so you have that stacking against you, and it gives you that really fun gameplay loop to chase after as you hit that max point in the game. Okay, let me put a little check mark next to you. We got deep contracts. We got that, got that. We got the random hazards. Customization. I don't know if the towers in Pal World are, unfortunately, Wonder in the Dark. Now, this point is something that I think extends to nearly everything we're going to talk about. Either the PvP I'm going to talk about, the faction versus faction I'm going to talk about, the commission board, the bounty board, all these things I think could then be given the reward of additional variants, additional swatches. These things I think could be really fun to tap into because I think right now the game is bare bones when it comes to the offering of a lot of these variants and swatches, which is fine, right? The game just came out. Obviously, we have a ton of stuff to become that's coming in the future. We know there's a ton of DLC planned. So this might be kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, obviously. But to have the variant here on the Jolt sword, like, give me different variants to this, different hilts, different quillins, different blade style, right? Something that I can get a little bit more customization out of for each and every one of these. And that's a reward from any of the systems that I bring up in this video. But more variants in a lot of different ways, I think would be key. In addition to that, research variants. So let's talk about that. So research variants, we have a little bit of variety, right? Like, take a look here at the scrubber. This is the semi-automatic heavy dart rifle. This is the burst light dart rifle. So there's a little bit of difference there. And I like that. I like that I can use what is effectively the same weapon type, a rifle, in 2 different ways. That's cool. And we have that for a bunch of different stuff, right? A bunch of different pistols are like that, so on and so forth. And armor is kind of like that, but not really. So what I would like to see is more unique schematics that allow for different variations and different playstyle favoring. Because right now, like, let's just look at armor as a whole. I think these 2 are good examples. The Syndicate helmet here, it's a light armor piece, but it has energy mitigation, blade is always there, fire mitigation and poison mitigation. Oh, wow. Ooh. And then this one, scanner range. Okay. That doesn't really play into a play style. Give me stuff for weapons and armor that plays into specific things that then handshakes with each other. Cool. I want to use this. Let me use them. I actually have here. This a long blade. Cool. Let me wear the armor that gives me bonus long blade damage. Let me wear the armor that gives me bonus short blade damage or bonus rifle damage. Maybe this helmet gives me like a better optics on my guns. I'm throwing things out there, but I think right now the variety when it comes to schematics is very bland, right? Like, we all know in Plastinium everyone hunts for pincushion because it's really good light armor because it has heavy and light dart damage mitigation. Cool, great, hunting for that. I don't really give a crap about this one because it's the same thing, right? It's dash stamina cost is better and it's got I think it's got better heat protection and more armor value, of course. But my point is, you kind of end up always, the variety that's there isn't very varied because you end up just kind of going for the one that actually has pertinent in-game benefits for you. I'd rather have, okay, well, if you're going to be a short blade user that's really trying to stick to melee, you're going to want to use this armor set because it gives you damage to short blade or damage to bonuses to this or that, or these short blades that have better lean-ins to the armor style you're on. Stuff like that where the varied schematics actually have varied differences and benefits. Like, okay, we have the albatross wings. I haven't used them because they say they're right there. And they say, hey, you can use these, but they don't have, they have reduced maneuverability. Well, give me the opposite then. Give me one that's got increase maneuverability but reduce speed. You know, like, let me have more variety for these research schematics. Okay. Variance is done. Social hubs, crafting commissions, rollovers. What the fuck is rollovers? What does that term mean? My bad boy's upstairs, right? Yeah. Oh, it's followers. It's not rollovers. You're right, J. Rago. You said pets. I'm like, huh? Terrible handwriting. Statue mule isn't enough for a pet for you guys. You guys don't have phones. Okay, so let's go over here for this next one before we jump in. So this is the current world map, and when you jump into the game for the first time and you're at this point in the game, it's kind of bare bones, but it's nice because this shows me there's so much capability. And this is just the northern pole, right? Like the southern pole is filled with Fremens and all that sorts of stuff. So what I would like to see on here are additional points of interest that you could fly to as instance dungeons, which I'll get to again more when we talk about this. Or these little points of interest here show me that there's just so much potential, because right now, like, I don't think I'm ever going to use any of these water deposits or fuel deposits. Yeah, maybe if I sat here for a long time and I watched this all gauge down, sure. But leveraging this for instance dungeons, I think would be very, very fun, which will be my next point to bring up. I don't really actually, that's actually not true. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We'll talk about when I go to the social hub to go there. Oh, content. Okay. So this is the Haga Basin. We all know it well. And what I would love to see attached to this, either right here or over here, would maybe be some sort of faction versus faction area. A place that is strictly Atreides versus Harkonnen. And I've got a number of ways that this can be implemented, because I think the biggest problem with it is that by and large, most servers, Atreides outnumber the Harkonnen. So these locations, either you need to queue into them like a battleground of some sort. They have clustered instances where it's like, okay, you fly into it, it adds you into an instance and then places you into it, so that it's a set 20 versus 20 or 40 versus 40, whatever it is. And then within this region, this would play like a planet side, where you've got maybe a Harko base up here and an Atreides base down here, and you're capturing points towards them. And as you win the location, you then win the, like, so you score points maybe against some death cards, whatever it is, like a battlefield, like a Battlefield 2 or 1942 or Star Wars Battlefront, anything like that. And once you win the overall battleground, it contributes towards not a card, because right, you claim these cards on the Landsrod, but rather than a Landsrod card that's claimable for your Great House, it's just a card that shows you, hey, here's your contribution. And that contribution is marked solely by killing either Harkonnen or Atreides players and or capturing points. And then you've got weekly resets just like this that awards you money, rewards you research schematics, raw materials, stuff like that. So, hey, I'm going to go do basically, if you want to think of it from a WoW perspective, my weekly battleground quests by knocking out my great house's respective PvP targets in either the battleground or in just the deep desert or a faction versus faction area, which then brings me into another point. So I think if we have all that kind of system for faction versus faction, there needs to be, and even outside of a faction versus faction system, some sort of reward for PvP style of play. And I think that that should 100% be a thing. It just needs to, again, right now we deal a lot with a good deal of griefing. So people are going to grief you for those rewards. So it needs to have some sort of checks and balances within that system. So I realize those things, but maybe it is just linked solely to a faction versus faction system. And I think, again, that's fine. But having some sort of cosmetic reward that's linked to like, okay, hey, we've got the Wayfinder helmet here. Here's my Harkonnen Scout helmet. Well, maybe you're a Harko and now get a Harkonnen Royal Guard, or I'm just throwing blanket terms here. I don't know the lore enough to actually give you a true term. Like a Harko Royal helmet or an Atreides Royal Guard helmet, something like that, like the armor from the first Dune movie. Something that says like, hey, I've busted my ass in the battlegrounds enough to get the swatches and the variants of the armor, of the weapons, from the faction versus faction gameplay. Something that gives you that little bit of reward so you can just keep doing it. Service medals. Ooh. And on that note too, maybe it's something like an additional column down here that's like service medals that shows like a relative rank, like, hey, I've done X amount and I've reached a certain achievement bank based off of something in like your journey, where it's like one of these, right? Where it's like, this is the Assassin's Handbook. Maybe it's something like, oh, you've got the War of Assassins on here, or your Great House progression, something like that, where you can get these physical things that show on your character as like a, hey, look, this guy's a badass. He's gotten that service medal, whatever it is. Nice little addendum to that. More group content. Okay. I'm gonna do that in Arakeen. That's in Arakeen. Units and Battlegrounds. I think we just go to Arakeen. Another thing, remove PvP zone missions from trainers and like you mean the Swordmaster one that makes you go into the down ship? I'm kind of okay with that. I've not seen much griefing in those locations. Nope. I'm gonna go pee, be right back. I want to paint a mostly naked lady in flames or a sick dragonfly thing for my doctor. Yeah, Target, I put that in my quality of life video. I was like, dude, just fuck the amount of times I have to go back and forth one location. Just let me call in, bookend it, be like, okay, go to this location, talk to this person, do the quest, call in to further the quest, and then finish at this location. Like, it's just too, there's too much like, go here, talk, and it's too obligatory, I feel like. Oh shit. That's stupid as hell. There we go.
Hello again.
Okay, so we did faction versus faction region. Social hubs are something that are always really interesting in these games because sometimes you're forced there, right? Like by quests and other things. But I think having a social hub have a lot of life between Arakeen and Harco is really good for the immersion, the presentation of the game, making it feel like a fun thing. So with that, I would love to see instances like dungeons that you can go into accessible from the social hubs. Now, let's bring the HUD back up by pressing the right button. Maybe it's like over here, or it's a terminal over here where you access it and you have to have an official Imperial permitted ornithopter fly you there, whatever it is. And what this does here is it gives us the ability to do instanced dungeons, which is increased group content. I think we need way more group content in the game because group content I think is fun, but have that group content, that instance scale. So if you want to go do those instance dungeons solo, by all means do it. If you want to do it with your max party of 4, then by all means do it. What the problem is that you'll go to do a dungeon like, oh, I want to go get some resources there. And yeah, you'll be able to completely loot the dungeon. That's great because someone killed their way in front of you, but it takes away the fun of being able to do the dungeon and fight stuff. So I think having a much longer dungeon that's like a 15-minute slog where you go in and you have to kind of really ration out your inventory and not just pick everything up, and you have to split it amongst your friends. Okay, I'm at max capacity, you pick up now. I'm at max capacity, you pick up now, rather than just, hey, I've picked up, I'm gonna go drop it in my ornithopter and keep going. This I think would be a really fun way to do these things because you just kind of have that, not necessarily risk reward, but you have to manage time and what have you. Maybe it is on a timer, and you can do different difficulties. I want to say like Destiny, but what I don't want is a LFG dungeon finder system. I think it breaks down a lot of the fun social aspects of a lot of these video games. So with that being said, let me press enter here and let me just have an LFG tab. So I can just go ahead and start typing in, looking for group, instance, deep desert research station 44. I don't know, I'm blanket terms here. So this allows you to do something that is group content related, is social related. It's got dungeon instances, so you don't have to worry about having someone completely already having scrubbed through the place before and you're just picking up the scraps. And it has a way to do it that is socially interactive with this. Or you never have to tap into it. You can just use do it with your guild. You can do it with just your friends, and it scales to the amount of people in your group. This style of accessing and using social hubs I think is cool because then you have a lot of people that are just going to be sitting around here AFK while doing a little bit of looking for group. Maybe they're going over to the Chum Exchange to sell things and buy things. I think it creates an actual lively social hub because this is the way that you actually interact with those instance dungeons versus just flying to it on the map, going to it, and just being done with it. Go access it from a terminal, use the actual taxi service, whatever, and have it be free, right? Like having to pay to go access the dungeon would really piss me off. But I think this is a really great way to tap into that. Okay, PvP rewards we did, group content we did, dungeons we did, LFG we just did, crafting commissions and followers we'll do, and then last thing, arena and battlegrounds. Okay. Now, we've talked so much about PvP. We've talked so much about faction versus faction. Now, I would love to see some way to bring that all together in an arena system that's maybe it's solo 1v1, it's twos, so, 2v2 or 3v3, like a Getty Prime style of arena. And it's like Harco themed. It doesn't necessarily need to be Harco themed from an actual reward basis, but it's another way to contribute to that really cool idea I had. Because I'm so important, but that really interesting concept I had of having the great houses have their own contribution. Is that an upside down table right there? Having the great houses have their own contribution to like a reward system for PvP. That way you can tap into like that arena, that battleground, maybe that instance thing, like I said before, that's attached to Haga Basin. Rather than it being doing that, it's an actual instance dungeon that's 20 versus 20. Because this, again, we have a problem right now where we have 1,000,000 to 1 Harco versus Atreides or Atreides versus Harco. It's almost always Atreides versus Harco, right? And because of that, you can't just have it be open faction versus faction. Harco will always get their asses kicked because there's just going to be so many Atreides. And I think if you force it into a format that is a set number versus a set number, it levels the playing field for something that is not self-correcting right now, right? There's no reason to swap and betray another faction until the third faction we know is comes. So I think the arena and battleground is a great way to tap into that. I think it's a fun way to just, if you want to be a sweaty PvP Lord of the Underdark, you can just go do it in any of these systems that then directly rewards you for them. Especially like an arena system, right? Like if you're a WoW veteran and you were trying to do ranked arena, it's a very fun, sweaty system that's high octane and it's really cool. And it's completely removed from your PvE experience. So I think having that would be a great way to leverage that faction versus faction and also create a very controlled PvP scenario that isn't just ornithopters slamming into you, people shooting you out of the sky, or people otherwise abusing and or using exploits. I've always thought about like giving some sort of bonuses to the people that are losing target. I think that'd be kind of crucial. Okay, look over here. Here we are in the Chome Exchange. And I think another play style that is big in this game, outside of PvE content, meaning you're fighting monsters, outside of PvP content, you're fighting players, is building and crafting. And I'd really like to see a commission system that is linked to that. Hey, here at the Chome Exchange, we have a crafting set of journeys or board. You go up to that Chome Exchange board, you access it, and it's got go create X amount of weapons for me, or go create this entire suit of armor for me. And the reward is maybe progress towards the Chome progress board. Like, again, I'll bring this up. Not a Chome card on here, but something of the sort, right? Where you've got a Chome faction or a Chome reputation, and you're building towards it to get swatches, variants, maybe entire building, like a Chome building variant that is linked to doing the crafting commissions. So people that really want to be crafters can go do that. So if you can tell here, I'm trying to create something where if you're heavy into PvP, here's an entire reward system that plays how you want to play. If you're heavy into the crafting, here's an entire reward system that plays how you want to play. If you like PvE, here's group content with instance dungeons that rewards you with swatches and stuff like that that are unique to your play style. So I think right now, the only rewarding playstyle truly is PvE. Then PvP is used to gate other people from expanding their PvE content, right? PvP is more used at resource denial and less at actual like cool, let me have a good 3-on-3 fight, or like a, let me get sweaty with this one over here. It's more just, let me kill someone who's trying to harvest. So I think trying to not necessarily silo those things, but reward proper integration of those, I think helps create some sort of self-correcting system. I don't know. I'm kind of talking out of my ass. We got one last node here to go into. I'm gonna do that back on my base. Seal clubbing. Holy shit. Yeah, there's never been a better term to describe just attacking people that are farming. It's seal clubbing. Holy fuck, dude. So here's a thought I have now for, I call it getting spartied. I do get shot out of the air pretty well. Here's an idea I had for the followers. What if, because like, maybe followers are linked to factions. Harkonnens make slaves, you know? And Atreides recruit. I think that's your difference. And you do them from your faction hubs. And you're allowed a certain amount based off of your rank in the faction. Maybe those followers, you can use them to scale up group content like I talked about. And then you can pick specific, I want an Atreides Swordmaster. I want a Bene Gesserit, which would be, of course, not aligned to a specific faction. I said target in my QL, my quality of life video, make it so we can access the Chom exchange from the outposts. And then if you purchase anything from it, give it a fee. So that way, if you want to try to, if you don't have a lot of money, you have to go to the hub to get no fee. But otherwise, you have to pay a transfer fee to get it sent to that terminal. Stop with the seal clubbing charging. It's so good. Guys, if you have a Prime sub you're not yet used, use it on me. How would you guys, does that sound good for a follower system? How it's linked to your faction rank, and then you can choose specific followers that will roam your base, assuming you're paying your taxes, and it kind of makes your base feel a little bit more lively. And then from there, yeah, I think there needs to be something about that too. She'll had it coming. And then from there, you could use them in group content. NPC Ornithopter battles would be very fun. Ooh. Yeah, but I think it's like slaves aren't like a thing in all of the Dune universe. Whereas Conan, that's like kind of part of the Conan universe. So I understand why they didn't just go, okay, let's port the slave system over. But like, it makes more sense that Harkonnens have slaves and other ones in Atreides don't. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, Harkonnen does, but Atreides wouldn't. What is that noise? Is this, are these anything? Oh, it's just a bugged out thing. See, nerd, that would be a really good idea. Like that, they can do like menial stuff. Well, it was doing it multiple times, Pilks. But do the, I thought you were going to be able to go onto these. being able to attack these and have ornithop. I lied. This is my second to last tip. So right here, you see this thing? I think this is like an Atreides battleship. I don't know. I want there to be more like NPC interaction with stuff like this. You have the Sardaukar patrols that fly around the Haga Basin. Give me a reason to get into like an NPC ornithopter rocket fight in this location. Let me breach these things. Let me fight these things. Let me go through them. And it's just its own quick little dash of something. And do the same thing. It's a rite of salvage, right? So have everyone jump in there. It can be a PvP zone within the deep desert. I think having those carriers do something would be a lot of fun, or let me go and directly attack the Sardaukar patrols. I think that'd be a really awesome way to just add a little bit of spice, because right now ornithopter play is strictly PvP, right? It would make that world feel a lot more alive. And maybe too, I can use my buggy with rockets on it to shoot a Sardaukar patrol to bring it down to fight me. So I think that allowing that to give me maybe there's spice melange on those ships. Maybe there's plastinium on those ships. So it's more of an end game thing, but it's something to do in Haga Basin that is geared towards that style of reward for the end game. Oof. Good fucking idea, guys. You guys had. I just rolled with it. So here it is, my last tip. Or I don't know why I call it a tip. My last request, I guess. This is my base. I love it. It's cool. It's awesome. It's probably the base that's ever been made in the history of Dune. Please don't show me your base. It's probably way cooler than mine. But I would love a follower system. If you've played Conan Exiles, you know that there is a follower system that allows you to press gang people into becoming your followers, right? And I'd love to see that brought to life in this game. Something where it's faction locked in the sense that, okay, Harkonnen would have slaves, Atreides may have recruits or liberated slaves, whatever it is, but they're followers that are in your base. And these people then are locked to the amount that you can have based off of your rank. Right now, right? So right now it says you're a contractor, I think, at this rank. Oh, this is not going to pop up, huh? Well, oh yeah, house operator, there it is. That's your rank. Okay, so at maybe 5, you only get maybe like 2 people. I don't know, I'm blanket terms here. Maybe it's only 3. Maybe it is a full 5, whatever it is. And they go around your base, they're on patrol, so the base feels more alive. Because these bases can get huge. And it's like, who's using this? No one's using this. I can't use this. No one's using these things. At least the NPCs can look like they're doing it. Or they can like stand in front of any of these things and make it look like something's going on. So there's a little bit more life in these bases. I would love to see that. But furthermore, it could have an actual practical thing in the game. Because Conan Exiles, you did try to find really good followers. You try to find ones that had specific benefits for you that would then give benefits to the crafting stations. So an NPC system in this game that allowed me to leverage something. Maybe it's an Atreides swordmaster that I've just hired. Cool. Now I can go use that as almost like a mercenary system for the instance dungeons I spoke about 2 or 3 points ago, right? Where I put them in my group, quote unquote. I say like, hey, follow me. And I load them into an assault ornithopter or a transport or whatever. Again, I'm just spitballing. And then we go to the social hub and go to a dungeon together, and I can scale the dungeon as a solo player. That'd be sick. Or some way to use these in faction versus faction play or whatever kind of way to just have this feel alive. Now, maybe too, they can do menial work for you. Like, hey, you can get a Bene Gesserit, you can get a Mentat, you can get a trooper, but maybe you can also just get a menial, and that menial can't do anything other than base tasks. It can go swap generator fuel in, go put like fuel into your generators, lubricant into any of your generators. It can go swap corpses into any of these for you, and it increases your tax rate or something where it can do small little things that you don't have to manually do all the time, but create some better flow throughout your base. Because that's what it was like in Conan Exiles. you would try to get specific, like, oh, I want the blacksmith to exist as the blacksmith to make all my blacksmithing better, or the tailor, you know, the same sort of delineation. But having a follower system that allows you to tap into a very specific play style or a very specific reward system. Even a Roomba zooming around your floor. So at that, it brings our video here to a close. We've covered a lot of different subjects, and I know a lot of this isn't very fleshed out. I'm not a developer. I'm just some dude who's played the game a lot and would love to see a little bit of automation, a little bit of customization, a little bit of depth into a lot of the existing systems. I think Dune Awakening is a badass game. It's probably my favorite survival game since V Rising, and I think that it has amazing bones. And with those amazing bones, it's telling me that the future of this game is awesome. If you've seen how the support has rolled out for Conan Exiles, you've seen how there's been so many better or awesome improvements to the game. You can now use magic in Conan Exiles. So there's a lot of stuff that I can see Funcom is going to bring in, especially when you just look at the world map. The world map is huge, and we are only at like 4 spots of it. And there's the whole southern pole that we haven't even talked about or looked about, because it's filled with Fremen, or I don't know what it's like in this universe, but still. So I'm excited for the future of this game. I don't think it's dead. I think it's bumping. I think the big hang points are how the deep desert really feels, how they strike a balance between the PvP player and the PvE player, how they strike a balance between people that are just jumping into hard metas, like locking on missile launchers and doing exploits and really kind of griefy things. There's those growing pains that are going to be prevalent because this is the very beginning steps of a game. But I'm also very excited for what this future can bring and all the things that are coming to it. So go ahead and let me know in the comment section below some things that you would like to see added to the game. Some things that you have already seen but you'd like to see tweaked. Or maybe, hey, you know what? I've stopped playing because this one thing pisses me off. Whatever it is, let it be known in the comment section below. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care. Starsworn coming in with a girthy fucking raid. Bringing in Gothic Cowboy and Leslie Snipes. Look at you guys, dude. Look at you fucking guys. Welcome aboard. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. We're just wrapping things up here too. Dude, bring in the crab. Oh, that's not a crab. That's a... What the fuck is that? This is a cat's asshole. That's a cat's asshole. I always think it's really funny when you raid people. Like, oh, okay, hold on. So guys, welcome to the raid. What are we doing here? I don't know. You've come to the lawless land of no rules. There's going to be talks of penises. We're going to talk about weird sex things. We're going to go into conversations about depression. We're also going to talk about pooping. This is a lawless wasteland, but god damn is it fun. I just log in to do some testing stations and pay taxes and such. Really? I mean, look at, dude, we building out here still, man. Like, I got lots. I'm all fucking for it. Well, I always make it weird, baby. How are you doing, Starsworn? How you doing, brother? Thank you for the raid, man. Let's do a little shout out. There you go, brother. Guys, go check out Starsworn. One of the biggest, largest, bulkiest penises I've ever seen. By God, is it good. Of course, man, of course. So we need... Oops. Nope. You know what I don't like? It's my least favorite resource. Etherite crystals. For a Jawa sandcrawler base? You hot fuck. Is there any Strix Aetherite anymore? Oh, Miss Mills was in here a little bit ago. Dude, you can call me Big Daughter. That's fucking sick. Big dog, big daughter. I'll take it both, man. That's hilarious. Sometimes you gotta be the big boy, big daughter, big son, big cousin, you know? I don't know who Miss Mills is. Can I be honest? Can I tell you guys the truth? A truth that I know to be true, Anakin. Twist your heart. Scissor Sisters? I know that from something. My body is a wonderland. Oh. I haven't gone down here in an age. A lawless age. Oh, a little tweaky tweaks. Over there. I mean, I was supposed to end the stream, but I want to go over here real quick. Oh. Oh man, that's so nice of you. Thank you very much, Starsworn. You need to do that. We're just, you know. I know I could take the buggy in, but I don't really want to. I know it's way better. But I gotta drive the buggy out here to do that. And we're trying to end the stream. But stop. Stop. You flatter me. Stop. Oh my god, I forgot to empty my backpack. Fuck! Yeah, that's okay. I'm just gonna get a little bit. I might have left some in the other base. I think I did. I think I left Cobalt Paste the other base that you gave me. Which ran out of power and I didn't know it. So the guys had to like fix that sitch. Welcome, Wonder in the Dark. Sucks is I would usually just go into one of these and go grab a bunch, but because I didn't empty my backpack like a buffoon, a buffoonic baboon. Okay, cool. What tech level? Plastone. Dude, you don't use your Wash Your Dad simulator? Maybe it's like... Is it a ball washing? Is this the radiated one? No, it's not. Ah. I kind of just say whatever I want, right? Like, oh, we would rate my streams as a pretty like tame chaos, right? Maybe not tame. You might be colorblind in this situation, brother. Thank you, Kirazan. Tame is definitely not a word I would ever use to associate myself. Good natured, though. I'll allow that. I'll allow that. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, it's easy to say whatever you want when you're not a fucking shithead. We did BDSM test the other day on stream. So when we say tests, were you like, did you have like a ball gag in your mouth? You're like, or did you take like an actual written test of like, or to find out if you're like a sub or a dom? I found out the other day, like, I didn't realize how popular and how prevalent BDSM was in the gay community. I had no idea. One of the streams we did was a lot of people in stream that were of the LGBTQ, and they were oh fuck me, telling me all about it. I had no idea. Like a mic test? What do you mean like a mic test? How do you do a mic test to BDSM? You just fucking whip it? Went to the test and I put no, hard talk. It's hard to talk in the ball. You put a ball gag on. Let's see where. The click guard? Does Leslie Snipes stream too? Does everyone stream? Do you just have streamers watch your streams? Yeah, I did the survey. Spooky Spittoon? That's a thing? I love the name of that alone. Dude, look at Chris's base, looking all good. That's Gothic's community. I love the name of it. Been and checked out mine. What? Yeah, I've seen yours. I've seen your Sith base. Go sell it. Sell it, Centurion. Apparently lube is a good thing to low-grade lube. You just sell low-grade lube, baby. No, it's a Sith base, Chris. It looks like a fucking Sith temple. It's out there. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do too is get rid of part of this. Ow. Okay. 2:30. I gotta end stream. Remember when I left my assault ornithopter back in fucking deep desert? At least I can get it tonight. The deep D's going, man. It's going for sure. Okay, so that's all done. Always a ditty part that loot, baby. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching here today. Let's get a raid going to end us off. I just wanted to make this 300. This is, how long did it say this is going to take? Probably 90, like a 9 million minutes, right? It's 10 seconds each. Oh, here. An hour and 4 minutes. So it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. What the fuck I said to circuit 3? Circuit 3 there. One of these should be set to circuit 3. I'll have to go to circuit 3 right now. As always, guys, thank you so much for jumping in here. And for raid here, looking forward to getting to know you. I'm stoked to feel at home. You welcome aboard, partner. You can spit on this butt tune whenever you want. Friendo. Alright, who are we raiding? Who are we raiding? Phil's playing. He's playing Death Stranding 2. Phil is a very... Oh, Tibik. We're raiding Tibik. My Slavic queen. It's only a matter of time until Tibik and I get married. That's not true at all. I think she is engaged. I'm almost pretty sure. I think someone told me that. I think she's either married, engaged, or has a boyfriend.
Another loyal.
But that raid is up here. 90 viewers going to raid. Guys, thank you so much. That means that the majority of you are over here on... Oh! Cancel the raid. Cancel the raid. Cancel the raid. Cancel the raid. Join YouTube. Or join Twitch, because we got to do a giveaway. Almost forgot. Almost forgot. So if you're watching on YouTube, switch to Twitch. Balls with friends. Yeah, dude, I've been forgetting about it a lot. We'll just do buckshot because it's quick. We are giving away. You can choose Vermintide 2, Darktide, Warhammer 3, or Battle Sector. One of those 4 games is available for giveaway right now. Type an exclamation point play, enter into the giveaway, my bros. You'll place you into here and you'll launch into that. And if you win, you win. If you don't win, you do not win. That is the way giveaways work. It's like the lotto, only less rigged because I don't own a hedge fund. I saw that, like, we had the California Super Ball Lotto, whatever the fuck, a couple years back. I think it was like 2015, 2014. And it was up to like something absurd, dude. It was like it was like 3 billion. I think it was up to 3 billion. And the person who won it owned a hedge fund, of course, because he could buy $10,000 worth of tickets and it's considered an investment because it's a hedge fund. He wrote it all off. Fuck that guy. No, don't. If you don't enter for fun, because then I got to do it again.
A steadfast supporter.
Well, fuck it. If you want to enter for fun and give it to the second place, that's fine. I can boot you out, but don't worry about it. You just join it. Just join it. We'll get getting more people playing is a lot more fun. Let's sit down here for this last part. Oh, stretch the back. Oh. I should do a wild card. And I should join these. And make it so like, okay, if I win, I get to decide who gets the game. But I like to play favorites, so. Nah. Here, okay, enough of you guys said to do it. I'll join. Talk me into it. Or roll a D100. I probably do that because it shows the number of people that are in. All right, 18 people. Exclamation point play to enter into the giveaway. We are going to start here very soon. We'll give it 20 more seconds. So in 10 seconds, I'll press the 10-second cooldown. Smog, you have to take Darktide again. Take that, Smog, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You slept through the entire stream like a fucking vampire. Guys, might be going. I am going to PAX West this year. That'll be fun. I'm going to TwitchCon too again. Second time on TwitchCon. That'll be fun. I already got my hotel for the former. For the latter, I have to get it for the former now. It's your normal streaming schedule: Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Date or Pacific Daytime now because we're jumped forward. This is all right. We're starting here. So enter in if you need to. Exclamation point play. You have 8 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go. Let's see who wins today. Where's it gonna happen? How's it gonna happen? Leslie Snipes falling all the way down here with getting snagged up on the pointy pimples. Centurion just screaming into the lead out of nowhere. But it does not matter because what matters is who places closest to the bullseye in this match. Let's see how people rip through this. We got Centurion ripping on down. Diz Nasty coming in. Leslie Snipes trying to snipe it from the back end. I don't know what that really means, but Nick Nolte's in the back like, Blade, come on, Blade. God, I fucking love the Blade movies. Wesley Snipes, some of his best work next to New Jack City. Centurion launching into our first person onto the, oh, already hitting the bullseye here. I like that. Oh, Leslie matching right there, kissing with Centurion. Diz Nasty coming in. Pushing just barely. Oh, DJ with the alley oop. Oh shit. DJ is in the. Oh shit. That was so close. Whoa, why isn't that? Why isn't that? I guess it's giving it to DJ for whatever reason. DJ Tarjan is going to be winning here today. DJ, you didn't want. You said I'm giving it to second place though because of you? Because of you. Okay, James. You have won. James 730. You have won either Warhammer 40,000 Battle Sector, Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, Warhammer Vermintide 2, or Total War Warhammer 3. What is it gonna fucking be, bro? I came in 6th. I'll take it. And if you are in fact still here, James. If not, might be going to 3rd place. Darktide, please, the man says. Good choice, good choice. Here you go. It's Whisper coming to you on Twitch. Which one's Darktide? Oh, there it is. There you go, my dude. There is your key. Go ahead and pop that into Steam and you will be good to go. Darktide is done. All right, guys. Now, let's do a raid. Let's raid this chicken coop. Okay, let's see if Tibbs is still... She is still streaming. She's been doing this for 8 hours. Fucking machine. We go to the Slavic Queen. Everybody joining in the raid here. It's getting started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see how many people are raiding. 81 viewers are raiding Tibbix. So let's have some fun. She plays a lot of really fun Warhammer 40,000 games. She's Ukrainian, displaced to Spain. I think back in Ukraine now, though. I don't remember. But let's send you guys on over. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a good one. Take care. Wash your hands. Stay safe. We'll see you bros on Tuesday. Thanks for the raid to Starsworn. Let's press this button and go on a raid right about in 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.